Can you type which topic we are discussing about just before lockdown? Do you remember? Somebody can type in that which topic we are discussing, where we discussed the topic. What happened just before lockdown? So the topic I am discussing with you, yeah, good, very good. As demography and family planning, we are discussing about the various contraceptive methods. Actually, that time we wanted to conduct a flipped class to you all and given to this exercise to you all. After that, suddenly this COVID emergency has come. Okay. So we already discussed about what is a contraceptive, what is an ideal contraceptive, what is conventional contraceptive, and the classification of the contraceptives. If you want to just recollect all these things, I'll show you the various contraceptive methods. I'll show you the classification. This is the classification of contraceptives. We have spacing methods, intrauterine devices, hormonal methods. Can you hear me? Am I clear to you? Hormonal methods, post-conception methods, and miscellaneous. In barrier methods, again, we have physical barriers, chemical barriers, and combined methods. Today, we are going to discuss intrauterine devices and other hormonal methods. So we have already finished with these barrier methods, and for terminal methods, we have again male sterilization, female sterilization. So this is about various physical barriers and say. And now I am starting with intrauterine contraceptive devices. So what do you mean by intrauterine contraceptive device? The device that is inserted into the uterus. Okay. So we have basically two types of devices which are inserted into the uterine cavity. So they are made up of, basically they are made up of polyethylene and or polymers, other polymers. Okay. So we have basically broadly classified into non-medicated intrauterine devices and medicated intrauterine devices. So non-medicated intrauterine devices, they are also known as first generation IUDs. And medicated, they are known as, again, they are classified into two types, second generation and third generation. Why they are called medicated means some metal ion is added or hormones are added to the device. The metal ion commonly used is copper. So if copper is added to the device, copper or silver, they are called second generation IUDs. If hormones are added to the device, they are called third generation devices, third generation IUDs. So this is the classification. We have non-medicated and medicated. Non-medicated also known as first generation IUDs. The example is slippery slope. And medicated, again subclassified into second generation, third generation. Second generation means copper is added to the device, whereas third generation, hormone is added to the device. So what happens, the medicated second generation IUDs are again subclassified into earlier devices and newer devices. So earlier devices, there are two types, copper T and copper T200. Whereas the variants of earlier devices are the newer devices. These are the variants. T device, T copper T220C, copper T 380A or HA, copper T multi-load devices. There are two sizes, multi-load copper 250 and multi-load copper 375. So what happens for the hormone and the copper is added to the device? What is the advantage of adding this? So to reduce the side effects improves the effectiveness, contraceptive effectiveness. So protection is pregnancy. The effectiveness of the contraceptive is increased against pregnancy, occurrence of pregnancy. So these are the this is the classification of intrauterine devices. So you can see some of this picture showing some of the IODs. First one is lipid flow. The second one is copper T200B. These are earlier copper devices and newer devices, Nova T, 220C, multi-load, processed. All these are the picture showing different kinds of copper T devices and intrauterine devices. So let us discuss about first generation IODs. They are, as I already told you, they are non-medicated inner devices. Most widely and commonly used. They are available in the form of loops, spirals, rings, coils, and balls. The most widely used is Lipis loop. This is commonly and widely used device among this first generation IODs. The Lipis loop is, it appears in double S shape. You can see in this picture again, this image, the first one. This is a Lipis loop. The shape is double S shape. So what are the advantages? This is a non-toxic, non-tissue reactive, and some amount of barium sulfate is also added to the device here, so that it can be easily seen in the, it enables the X-ray examination. So when X-ray examination is suggested, the loop is misplaced somewhere and it's not felt by the user, the tails are not felt by the user, then X-ray is taken, and so that we can, with the help of this barium sulfate, we can visualize the loop in the X-ray, where exactly it is placed. And this device is, at the bottom, there will be a tail made up of nylon with 2 threads. The tail contains 2 threads. What is the benefit of having this tail is, the tail, once it is inserted into the uterine cavity, this lipis loop, the tail projects into the vagina, so that the user can check whether the device is in its place or not. And also the another advantage is the use, it enables easy removal. Okay, that is the advantage of the tail. So this loop is available in 4 sizes: A, B, C, D. The largest device being this D. So from A to D, the size gradually increases. This increase in size is associated with a greater anti-fertility effect. As the size increases, the anti-fertility effect will also increase. The advantage of this first generation IUDs is they have greater anti-infertility effect and lower expulsion rate. Why lower expulsion rate means is because of its size. Size is larger, so expulsion rate is low. But the major disadvantage with this loop is higher removal rate because of its size. So what happens, why the device's removal rate is high? Because of the size. As the size increases, the woman complains pain and bleeding. But this device is more suitable for multiparous women. So this is about the first generation IODs, which is lipis loop is a commonly used device, and this is available in loops, spirals, rings, and various forms, coils, and balls. Commonly used is lipis loop. This lipis loop is double shaped and impregnated with barium sulfate, enabling X-ray examination. It also has tail with 2 threads, so that the user can assure that the device is in its place, and available in 4 sizes: A, B, C, D, and the D is the largest size. Advantage of this devices, it has greater anti-infertility effect, and the expulsion rate is also low. But the removal rate is very high because of its size and side effects like pain and bleeding, and more suitable. This IUD is more suitable for multiparous women. So now let us discuss about the second generation IUDs. Second generation means they are bioactive, not biomedical, medicated or bioactive. Why they are called bioactive? Because they are added with copper or hormone. This copper or hormones, they gradually deplete after some time. So they need to be changed from time to time. It depends upon the type of device we are using. The duration of what do you call effectivity or effectiveness depends upon the type of device. Okay, so copper has strong anti-infertility effect, and with the use of the copper, the size of the device can be easily it made possible to reduce the size of the device with addition of copper. So, what is the advantage? What is the number that is present in the device indicates? So, the number in the device indicates the surface area of the copper in square millimeters. And I told you there are. I'll just showing you the devices, types of devices. These are copper T old earlier devices, and these are new devices. We have 380 A or AG. AG means there will be a silver core on which this copper wire is wrapped. So this copper T380 has a silver core which copper wire is wrapped, and the number in this device indicates the surface area of the copper in square millimeters. And these second generation IUDs are more effective in preventing pregnancy. Okay, multi-load is effective for, it has a life of 5 years. So what is the advantage of reducing the size here? The nulliparous it can be fitted into the nulliparous woman also, and it can be easily tolerated by the nulliparous woman. So these are the advantages of copper T. I mean, second generation IUDs. The expulsion rate is low because of the lesser side effects. The size is reduced, side effects are reduced, fertility effect is more compared to the first generation devices. So lower instance of side effects and easier to fit for nulliparous women also. And this is well tolerated by nulliparous women. The contraceptive effectiveness is also high with these instruments, devices. These can also be used as or effective as post-coital contraception if this device is inserted within 3 to 5 days of unprotected sex. So this is used also as for emergency contraception. Emergency contraception means if a couple has unprotected sex, if you insert this copper T or a hormonal within 3 to 5 days, then they are protected against pregnancy. That is known as emergency contraception. That prevents implantation of the fertilized ovum. So what are the advantages? Low expulsion rate, less side effects, and easily tolerated, and can be easily used for nulliparous women. And contraceptive effectiveness is high compared to the first generation IUDs, and also it is used as used for emergency contraception. Next is third generation. Third generation means if hormone is added to the device, then it is called third generation or hormonal IUD. So, the disadvantage with this is very effective, but more expensive. So this is available in two forms. Progesterone, where 38 milligrams of progesterone is added to the device, and on daily basis, about 65 micrograms of progesterone is released. So the device contains 38 milligrams of progesterone, and it releases 65 micrograms of progesterone daily. So this should be replaced regularly because the hormone is depleted gradually and needs to be replaced. A new device should be inserted again once this level of hormone is depleted completely. The mode of action is this hormone directly acts on the uterine lining, cervical mucus, and also sperms. So this is a mode of action and our mechanism of action. The second one is levonorgestrel or LNG, 20, containing 20 micrograms of levonorgestrel. This is also, the commercial name is Mirena, M-I-R-E-N-A, Mirena. So here also, this with this levonorgestrel, the menstrual blood flow is low. The bleeding, duration of bleeding, and also the quantity of bleeding also less with this levonorgestrel, and low incidence of ectopic pregnancies. The daily 20 micrograms of levonorgestrel is released into the uterus, and this device is effective for 10 years. It can be placed in the uterus for as long as 10 years, or whenever the user wants to remove it, she can. Suppose some medical grounds are there or personal reasons, it can be removed whenever she wants to discontinue the usage of third generation hormonal devices. So once again, I am repeating, third generation is known as hormonal devices. They are more expensive, but they are available in two forms. Progesterone 38 milligrams containing 38 milligrams of progesterone, releasing 65 micrograms of progesterone daily, and needs to be replaced time to time. Mechanism of action is it acts on the uterine cavity and cervical mucus, uterine lining, not cavity, cervical mucus, and also direct action on the sperms. The second form is levonorgestrel. It is available in the name of Mirena, containing levonorgestrel 20 micrograms and releasing 20 micrograms of levonorgestrel daily. And the advantage is low pregnancy rate, lower bleeding, duration of bleeding is also reduced, and number of ectopic incidence of ectopic pregnancy is also reduced. And the effectiveness lasts for 10 years. So this instrument device is more suitable for women who has bleeding and problems with the first generation or the second generation IUDs. So what is the mechanism of action of this IUDs? It causes foreign body radiation, causing cellular and biochemical changes within the endometrium and also uterus. Whereas copper, what is the action of copper in the uterus? It brings about the biochemical changes in the uterine cavity, and enhances the cellular response in the endometrium, and also affects the uterine enzymes. By altering the biochemical composition of cervical mucus, and it also affects the sperm motility, capacitation, and survival. So what is the advantage of adding hormone? Hormone increases the viscosity of the cervical mucus, and high progesterone and low levels of estrogen are maintained within the uterine cavity, which is unfavorable for the implementation of the fertilized ovum. So this is the mechanism of action of copper hormones and first generation IUDs. So when IUD can be changed, lipid loop, it can be used as long as the user wants to continue. Okay, then copper T 388 lasts for 10 years. The effective lasts for 10 years. Copper T 200 for 4 years, Novartis for 5 years, and progesterone needs to be changed for every year because of depletion of the hormone. Levonorgestrel lasts for about 7 to 10 years. So advantages with IUDs. It's easy to, simple to insert, and insertion takes only few minutes. Inexpensive. Once inserted stays for as long as required. The contraceptive effect is reversible once the device is removed. You can reverse the fertility after removal of the contraceptive. This is contraceptive effect is reversible. Free of systemic metabolic side effects, highest continuation rate, and single act of motivation is enough. So once the user is motivated to use this is sufficient. Not repeatedly you need not a contact here and motivate. So these are all the advantages. Easy to insert, and insertion takes only little time, a few minutes, and inexpensive. And as long as required, it can be kept in place. Then contraceptive effectiveness is also reversible, and it is free of systemic metabolic side effects. Highest continuation rate and single motivation is sufficient for the user. What are the absolute indications for contraindications for use? Suspected pregnancy. If you want to insert a IUD, you have to rule out pregnancy before insertion. If any suspected pregnancy is there, then you should not insert this. Rule out pregnancy and then advise the user to go for IUD. Then pelvic inflammatory diseases. Vaginal bleeding of undiagnosed etiology is also another contraindication. And cancer cervix, uterus, adnexa, and other pelvic tumors. These are all contraindications. And history of previous ectopic pregnancies are all contraindications, absolute contraindications. Some relative contraindications are also there for its use. Anemia. What happens if insert a device to a woman who is anemic? Sometimes the side effect is menorrhagia, so that leads to further anemia in the woman. So anemia is a relative contraindication, and menorrhagia, history of pelvic inflammatory disease since last pregnancy, purulent cervical discharge, any distortions of the uterine cavity or tumors or congenital malformations of the uterine cavity is also another relative contraindication. And unmotivated person. You cannot insert if the person is not motivated. So who is an ideal candidate for insertion of IUD? Woman who has already one child, no history of pelvic inflammatory disease or PIDs, normal menstrual periods. She should have normal regular menstrual periods. And the woman who is willing to check IUD tail, that is in the place of uterus or not, and has access to follow-up. For follow-up, she should have near health facility nearby. And also, if she develops any side effects, there should be treatment facilities. And monogamous relationship. These are all the objectives to be fulfilled by a candidate who wants to have this IUD. So when it should be inserted? Timing of insertion. It can be inserted during menstruation or within 10 days after menstruation. And immediate postpartum insertion during the first week of after delivery. When you insert this within the first week after delivery, it is called immediate postpartum insertion. And post-puerperal insertion, when IUD is inserted within 6 to 8 weeks after delivery, it is called post-puerperal insertion. It can also be inserted immediately after a legally induced first trimester abortion. And again here, this is a contraindication not to be used after illegal abortion or second trimester abortion, since there is a risk of infection. You should not insert second trimester abortion or if the abortion is illegal. So what are the when it can be inserted during menstruation or within 10 days after menstruation, immediate postpartum, that is within first week. If it is inserted, it is called immediate postpartum. It can be inserted within 1 week or post-puerperal period, 6 to 8 weeks after delivery, and immediately after a legally induced first trimester abortion. And it should not be inserted after legal abortion or second trimester abortion. And since there is a risk of infection. So during follow-up, these are the objectives. Who will do the follow-up in rural area? I will be doing the follow-up of the woman who is using these contraceptives or IUDs or oral pills, whatever it is. So these are the objectives during should be taken care of during the follow-up by healthcare personnel. So to provide motivation and emotional support to the user, to confirm the presence of IUD, to check whether IUD is in its place or it is displaced or misplaced, whatever it is, and diagnose and treat any side effects or complications during her follow-up visit. And follow-up visit after first cycle, third cycle, and 6 months. And when the health worker should do the follow-up after first cycle, third cycle, 6 months, after 6 months, and at the end of 1 year. So 4 visits she has to pay follow-up visits. Then what instructions should be given to the user? The user should regularly check for the presence of IUD in its place. Then she is educated to visit or advised to visit the clinic whenever she experiences any side effects like fever, pelvic pain, or bleeding. So that indicates infection. So the IUD should be removed if she is complaining of this signs and symptoms. Then if she misses a period. So these are all the instructions that should be given to a woman using these devices. Then what are the side effects or complications associated with intrauterine devices? So bleeding can occur. The patient may complain of pain, pelvic infection. Uterine perforation may also occur in rare conditions. Sometimes pregnancy, failure because of the maybe sometimes this is the IUD is misplaced. It's not in the uterus or it is misplaced somewhere in the tubes or below the uterine cavity. Cervix or sometimes pregnancy may also occur. And ectopic pregnancy, expulsion is we can expect expulsion also. Fertility after removal. Sometimes fertility returns within 6 months, within 1 year, sometimes 2 to 3 years. That is also another complication side effects with this device, and causes cancer, carcinogenic sometimes, and teratogenic also, and mortality. These are all the side effects of IUDs. Mortality is very, very rare. So this is about bleeding. Bleeding accounts for 10 to 20% of the removals. 10 to 20% of the women complain excessive bleeding with the insertion of this device and resulting in removal of the IUDs. So this bleeding can occur in three forms. Loss of blood, volume of the blood that is lost is more, or longer duration of bleeding, and intermittent mid-cycle bleeding. So this bleeding problems can occur in these three forms: duration, quantity, and also intermittent bleeding. Then causing personal inconvenience and iron deficiency anemia. What happens if the woman keeps on bleeding? That results in anemia. Then lesser with this bleeding complications are lesser with copper and hormonal devices, and persistent despite uses of IFA should be removed. Suppose even the woman is using IFA tablets, the bleeding is persistent, then the device should be removed. So the second problem side effect is pain. About 15 to 40% of this is responsible for remove 15 to 40% of the removals during or a few days after insertion or during menstruation. Pain may occur during menstruation or 2 days after insertion. And pain, the reason for occurrence of this pain is disparity between the size of uterus and size of the device, or incorrectly placed device. That may be one reason for a pain. Severe pain, uterine perforation indicates uterine perforation or infection. You have to be very careful if the user is complaining of severe pain. You have to suspect uterine perforation or infection. These complications are usually seen in early pain. The next side effect is pelvic infection. It can occur in acute, subacute, and chronic conditions of the reproductive tract. 2 to 8 times more in users, women with multiple sex partners. Okay. Then this pelvic infection is more common in women with multiple sex partners. And introduction infection can also be introduced while inserting the device. If it is not strict aseptic conditions are not followed during insertion, it may cause pelvic infection. Vaginal discharge, pelvic pain, tenderness, abnormal bleeding, fever, with chills. These are the symptoms of pelvic infection, and removal if not subsiding with antibiotics in 24 to 48 hours. So pelvic infection may be acute or subacute or chronic, and more in 2 to 8 times more in users and a woman with multiple sex partners. Infection can also be introduced while inserting the device, and these are the signs and symptoms: vaginal discharge, pelvic pain, tenderness, abnormal bleeding, and fever, chills, and rigors. And if the pain and this fever, all the symptoms are not subsiding within 24 to 48 hours, you have to remove the device. And she should be advised to take other contraceptives, other methods. The next complication is uterine perforation. It is seen in 1:50 to 1:9,000. It depends upon the time of insertion, design of IOD, and also technique of operators' efficiency. These are all the factors which cause uterine perforation. So how will you diagnose if uterine perforation is occurred or not? You have to take an X-ray and you confirm your diagnosis and should be Once it is uterus is perforated, you have to remove the device. So pregnancy rate, 3% of pregnancy may occur. 50% in spontaneous abortions. In induced abortion induced abortion is legally available. Continued pregnancy. If the pregnancy is continued, threads are visible, they can remove the. If the user wants to continue pregnancy, threads are visible. You can remove with the help of threads. If IUD is not visible, you have to observe for occurrence of sepsis. If sepsis occurs, remove IUD. 25% of the pregnancy will be successful outcome, even if the device is in place and if a woman becomes pregnant. So ectopic pregnancy is another side effect of this IUD, and this 0.2% with levonorgestrel, copper T 380 per 1000. So the pregnancy rate is 0.2 with levonorgestrel and copper T 380 per 1000 women years. This is Pearl index. So 6.8% pregnancy can occur with progesterone, and so these are the symptoms of ectopic pregnancy. How will you know the woman developed ectopic pregnancy? The woman complains of lower abdominal pain, dark and scanty vaginal discharge, and contraindications are previous history of PID, tubular, other ectopic pregnancy is there. Never insert IUD. German is giving history of PID or previous ectopic pregnancy. You should not insert IUD. So this is the expulsion rate. 10 to 20% will be the expulsion rate. Sometimes partial and sometimes complete. Occurs few weeks following insertion, and during menstruation also it can be expelled. Then young woman, nulliparous woman, postpartum insertion. So expulsion is commonly seen in young women, nulliparous women, and postpartum. When you insert during postpartum period, this is common. It is expelled within a few weeks or during menstruation. Once the IUD is removed, how will be the fertility, return of fertility? 70% of the women within 1 year, they conceive within 1 year after removal. So the this side effect, cancer teratogenesis, there is no evidence of occurrence of this cancer or teratogenesis in the baby. Mortality is 1 death per 1 lakh women. So this is about IUDs, first, second, and third generation IUDs. These are all the next method is hormonal contraceptives. They are devices. These are hormonal contraceptives given in the form of implants or oral contraceptives, orally or injectable or implants. So about they are 10% very effective in preventing the pregnancy. These hormonal contraceptives are very effective in preventing the pregnancy, and oral contraceptive pills are 10% effective in preventing the pregnancy. And these are the ideal contraceptives in spacing of children between the spacing between children. So worldwide, about 65 million users are there. Among them, 9.52 million people are in India using these contraceptives. So contraceptives, hormonal contraceptives are usually the gonadal steroids. These gonadal steroids are divided, classified into synthetic estrogens and synthetic progesterones. So we have ethinyl estradiol, mestranol, and the synthetic estrogens. These are given orally. These synthetic estrogens are given orally. And synthetic progestrogens, they are known as pregnants. They can, they are again, these are the megestrol, chlormandinon, hydroxyprogesterone, etc. These are the commander pregnants or synthetic progesterones. They are known to cause carcinoma of the cervix. So they are now no more used, not widely used these days, and not recommended by many gynecologists. The third one is estrones. 19 norethistorones is the norethistorones, and these are the various contraceptives available under this classification: norethisterone, N-acetate, lanestrol, norethindrol. The active form is before they become active, they should be converted into norethistorones. All other like N-acetate, lanestrol, they should be converted into norethistorones before they become active. This is the norethistorones is the active form of histrones or 19 norethistorones. So this is the classifications. Right? Hormonal contraceptives. How hormonal contraceptives are classified? So we have, they are available in oral pills, depot formulations. These are the two forms they are available. Oral pills again subclassified into combined pills, progesterone only pill, postpartum pill, once a month pill, and meal pill. So we have 5 types under this oral pills, which can be given orally. Combined pills, progesterone only pill, postpartum pill, once a month pill, and meal. These are depot formulations, can be given in implant form or vaginal rings or injections. So depot formulations are available in injectables, subcutaneous implants, and vaginal rings. So this is a broad classification of hormonal contraceptives. So this is very, very important for you, combined pills. They are very effective in preventing the pregnancy. 10% effectiveness in preventing the pregnancy. This is one of the major spacing method of contraception. And in early days, during the 1960s, these pills used to contain 100 to 200 micrograms of synthetic estrogen and 10 milligrams of progesterone. Later, several modifications and have done, and presently these oral contraceptive pills are containing 30 to 35 micrograms, only 32 instead of this 100 to 200. They have reduced the doses of this estrogen to 30 to 35 micrograms of synthetic estrogen and 0.5 to 1 milligram of progesterone. Combined pill means combination of two hormones containing 30 to 35 micrograms of synthetic estrogen and 0.5 to 1 milligram of progesterone. How it should be used? So the pill is given orally for 21 consecutive days, sometimes 22 days also, depends on the cycle of the woman. And 21 days she'll take these pills starting from the 5th day of the menstrual cycle. So 5th day of the menstrual cycle, she should take the first pill, and continuously she has to take daily 1 tablet for 21 days. So this is once she stopped this 21 taking this 21st pill is finished, she will continue these 7 tablets. On 5th day, she starts the first pill. She continues those pills up to 21 days. After that, remaining 7 days, she will be given ferrous fumarate tablets containing 60 micrograms of ferrous fumarate. They are brown in color. These 21 are hormonal pills. These 7 pills are iron tablets containing ferrous fumarate 60 micrograms. So she starts on the 5th day of the menstrual cycle, followed by once she completed this 21 plus 7 tablets, a break of 7 days. This is 7 days during which period menstruation occurs. So this is known as withdrawal period. During these 7 days, she continues to take these iron tablets, and during these 7 days, she starts menstruation. This is known as withdrawal bleeding because why it is called withdrawal bleeding? We are withdrawing the hormone here, and if the bleeding does not occur, the woman is instructed to start the second cycle 1 week after the preceding one. If the woman does not menstruate, she should continue the second cycle 1 week after the preceding cycle. So here, if a woman starts menstruation, the bleeding is half of that bleeding that occurs during ovulatory cycles. Here, the cycles are anovulatory, and the bleeding comes from immature endometrium. Why immature premature endometrium? Why premature means we are giving hormone here. This is not natural. So after the woman usually or ordinarily the woman menstruates after the second course of pills. So how the pill should be taken? She should take the pill every day at a fixed time, usually after dinner, before sleeping during night time. And if the user forgets to take the pill on one day after dinner, she has to take the pill as soon as she remembers. And she should continue the rest of the tablets as usual. The next day tablet she has to take as usual. If she misses 2 tablets, there is no use of using this continuing these 2 pills or OCPs. It's very difficult to prevent pregnancy. So if she forgets to take only 1 pill, then it is useful. If more than 1 day, it is not useful. She should go for another method of contraception. So how they are available in the market? Mala N and Mala D. These are all the 2 forms. They are commercial names. They are available, containing both Mala N and Mala D. The composition is same. The name is different. The composition is same. Ethanol estradiol 0.03 milligrams. Levonorgestrel 0.15 milligrams. This is the composition of both same composition for both Mala N and Mala D. Then what is the difference between Mala N and Mala D? Mala D is available in the market or in the shops at a rate of 3 rupees per packet or per stick through social marketing. But whereas this Mala N is available or supplied free of cost in all the government hospitals. So it is available in a package of 28 pills, 21 OCP pills, and 7 brown pill coated ferrous fumarate tablets containing 60 milligrams of iron, ferrous fumarate. So Mala N is supplied free of cost to all primary health centers and urban welfare family welfare centers. And Mala D is available through social marketing at a cost of 3 rupees per packet. So the time is over. I'll continue this topic in the next class. So I want to ask you some questions, and I'll call one roll number so that they can type the answer. So name one hormonal contraceptive. Roll number 28. Type your answer. Roll number 28. Can you hear me? Roll number 28, Dantam. Please respond. Name one hormonal contraceptive. Roll number 30. Roll number 30. "28" is not there. 30 is not there. Anuradha. Roll number 1. Questions adugutunnaru. Okay, we'll continue in the next class.